Stephanie here. I wanted to make a video about meal prepping. So on Sundays I always do my meal preps. We found that we save a lot of money when we prep ahead of time because we're not going to get fast food, we're not going out for dinner as much, and we're not really scrounging around for food in the morning when I go to pack my lunches. And soon my husband is actually going to have a job outside of the house. He's been working remotely, so he's going to have to pack lunches as well. And since I am meal prepping for the both of us, what I did was I made our meal plans as similar as I can, but he actually gets about 500 to 800 calories more a day than me, depending on what he is doing that day and what exercises we have. So a couple of things that I've done is our breakfast is the same, except for he gets a little bit more protein and an extra piece of toast. And our lunches are the same, except for he gets an extra half a cup of rice or an extra half a cup of sweet potatoes. So our lunches, as an example, we get 6 ounces of chicken, we get each a half cup of rice, and he gets an extra half a cup of rice or half cup of sweet potatoes, and then a cup of vegetables. So our kitchen is actually super small. Pretty much what you're seeing is our kitchen. I've got a refrigerator over here. It's pretty standard. And then we've got our sink down here that you can't see, and the camera is actually at the back of my kitchen. So this is all the space that I have to meal prep in. One thing that really helps me is staying super organized with our containers. So over here, within my reach, we have a lot of the containers that I use for my meal prep. So let me go ahead and raise up the camera here so we can actually see that cabinet. So up here you see that I have all of my containers already pretty easily within reach for me to grab as we're prepping. So I actually have all of the portions fixed containers easily accessible to me. Got my 1 cup vegetables, my cup of fruit, okay? So all of our containers are right here, easy for me to grab in the space where I'm prepping. I use the electric pressure cooker, which I got for like $45 at Walmart for Black Friday. So that's coming up in a couple of months. If you guys don't have an electric pressure cooker, we actually have 2. I do have an Instapot with a yogurt setting. It's bigger than this, but it's really hard to fit in this space, so I just use a smaller one. But we do long grain brown rice for ours. It's like $1 for a whole bag, and a bag lasts us about 2 weeks. So the carbohydrates that we're getting in a week are like $1 besides the sweet potatoes that we buy, and we eat sweet potatoes maybe 2 to 3 days a week, and those are super cheap as well. We do fresh vegetables, so I just buy the broccoli crowns and florets, and then a little bit of cauliflower. Okay, just a head of cauliflower. That lasts for vegetables for both of us. We do raw vegetables every day. So one of the things that I love is this vegetable container that we got from the dollar store. I think they're $1 a piece or maybe 2 for $1. But you'll see in here it fits about a cup or a little bit more of raw vegetables, and then there's a little dipping place, and we do hummus. So there's a couple different types of hummus that we like. My husband's favorite is the little salad bar garlic roasted hummus from Aldi, and I think it's $1.99, and this container lasts for the whole week. But the other option that you have is to make your own, and it's maybe a little bit cheaper. I just use a can of garbanzo beans, and in my fridge I've got a little container of tahini that I got at Trader Joe's for like $3. So you just use a can of this, a couple teaspoons of this, and some olive oil. You can make your own hummus with a food processor. I just use a Ninja. That's probably what I'm going to do this week, so I don't have to run out to Aldi because we don't have quite enough hummus to make it through the week. Also, I like black beans a lot, so sometimes I'll mix up our meals and I'll put black beans in as my carb, but I really like to keep my meals simple. So like I said, our meals basically consist of 6 ounces of chicken, a cup of vegetables, and then a half a cup of some carb, and then my husband can add in the other half a cup to get his meal up to the right amount of carbs. We just use these, I think they're like 4 for $1 at everything $1. I mark them on top what they are with a dry erase so that washes off. And then we put our meats and our vegetables in here, and then my husband gets an extra half cup of the carbohydrates in these. Also 4 for $1 at everything $1. So pretty much all of our meal prep containers come from there. One thing that's really important to have is a food scale. I think you can get one at Walmart for like $12 or on Amazon. This one does ounces and grams, so depending on what you're using, you might be using ounces usually for your meats. Grams are going to be probably more for like nuts and other carbohydrates that you might be eating. We also get protein throughout the day with our snacks. So when we eat our vegetables, we usually do cottage cheese. So I actually recently started buying this giant container of cottage cheese, which lasts us a little bit over a week for both of us because we each get a half a cup. And then some days instead I'll do Greek yogurt. So I really like to have my Shakeology as a pre-workout. So Shakeology is awesome. It's not just a protein shake, but it's full of all sorts of vitamins and minerals, nutrient-dense meal right here. And so I like to have this before my workout during the week, but on the weekends I really like it for a breakfast. That way I don't have to get up and cook. I can sleep in a little on the weekends, and then I'll mix that with yogurt to get a little bit of more protein, or egg whites. So we actually do just 100% liquid eggs for breakfast. This is about $4 in one container. With us each using it every day will last us about half a week. So we don't quite go through 2 containers in a week of liquid eggs. And then of course, when we're looking at the rest of our grocery list, we do probably go through about 2 dozen eggs every week. So I always have eggs in the fridge and ready to go. I haven't talked about dinners because I don't prep those in advance. Our dinners vary. So usually we do steak or fish for dinner. Again, a cup of vegetables. So we love the broccoli and cauliflower steamer bags from Walmart. They're $1 a bag. So you're talking for the, we split a bag, so that's 50 cents. And then I usually do, Berea has this high protein pasta that I like to make. I get about a half a cup and Jeff gets about a cup. And then usually a little bit of butter or garlic on there. So really meal planning isn't super complicated as long as you have a plan. Usually going to the grocery store takes about an hour or less if I really know what I want, depending on how much we have to get. If I'm going to multiple stores, because we like some stuff better from Aldi than Walmart or Kroger. And then the meal prep itself, the longest part is the chicken. So we usually get these 4.5-pound containers of chicken at Walmart or Trader Joe's. I think Trader Joe's has higher quality chicken. It's a little bit more per pound, but they do use less water in it. So this is up to 15% water in the Walmart chicken, where the Trader Joe's is only 5%. So we definitely could be eating higher quality fruits and vegetables and meat, but this is giving us what we need to fit our meal plan and fit within our budget. So for the 2 of us, we spend less than $100 a week on food for both of us. And that includes 14 lunches, 14 dinners, 14 breakfasts, and all of our snacks. So we each get the veggies, the yogurt and cottage cheese every day, and then I get my Shakeology in every day. So this is an awesome way to make sure that you don't have a lot of cravings. The flavor that I use is cafe latte, so that's super awesome in the morning. It gives you like a coffee flavor. Sometimes I even like to do a little scoop of instant coffee in it to give me a little extra boost. So, all right guys, with the chicken breast, all I do is I take out all the little chicken, all the little whites and the fat left on it. I cut that off and I throw that away. And then I use my scale to measure out 6 ounces. So your meat, you're going to want to do pre-cooked weights. So I measure that out to 6 ounces. And then I have a broiler pan that I spray just with a little bit of olive oil so that it doesn't stick. And then I season it with our favorite seasoning, which is McCormick steak seasoning. I don't know if that's gonna focus on there. So anyway, McCormick Perfect Pinch Steak, no MSG, is our favorite seasoning. And then I bake that for about 45 minutes on 350 in our oven. So it's really nice and hot in here already because I've got it preheated, which is why the air conditioner continues to run. For the rice, I do, when I have to prepare all of our rice for the week, I do 3 cups. So I just use a dry measuring cup, 3 cups of rice, and then 6.5 cups of water. And then I usually season that with a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, sometimes a little bit of cayenne pepper, depending on if we want it spicy. My husband is obsessed with Bragg's liquid aminos. Awesome for vegetables, awesome for rice, awesome for steak. just go easy on it because it does have quite a salty taste, but we go through a huge bottle every month or two. And then as far as a pressure cooker with mine, all I have to do is hit the rice setting, shut it, it gets up to pressure, and then the rice is usually done before the chicken. So I just wait for the pressure to completely release naturally, and then I shut off the pressure cooker and allow it to completely cool down. And then about the time that the chicken's done, the rice is ready to go. And then I just start measuring it out. Half a cup into our meals, half a cup into these little side dishes that my husband can pair with the meals. If you have any questions about meal planning, I am here to help you. I am very happy to help you pick out the foods that you want to eat, when you should eat them. A lot has gone into the thought process of what we're eating and when, based on when we're going to be getting our workouts in. Both of us are doing muscle building plans. Our workout is called Body Beast, and we're both in round 2. We've had awesome results so far. Each of us has lost about 30 pounds, and that was even before we started doing the intensive meal prep. But this is definitely helping us see a lot better results. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I am here to help, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.